Changing way.
Audible. All right, there we go. Hello, everybody.
Yay!
Let me do my
Hello.
normal pasting of self. You're still thumpy. Your microphone's something's thumpy.
Oh, sorry, that was me clicking on the computer. I know. I think.
Can't believe you would do that.
So I had my carpet pulled up today, and so now everything I do in this room is super resonating. Like even I am scared by the resonation of my own voice.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is, because you know what? This has been months in the making, but finally the walls are painted with the first coat, obviously. And the carpet's up, so we're going to get a new carpet down. The only thing is, one of these floorboards has hopefully had woodworm in the past and doesn't have it still now. But either way, one floorboard's been damaged by woodworm, so I'm probably going to have to change that out before.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
right,
but it's a very small room and it's a very small piece of wood, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, do you know, it's the problem when you start like some sort of DIY project or whatever, it just keeps getting bigger, right? Because you pull something up and you're like, oh, no, I'm going to fix that. Oh, and then you do something else and that's, you know, it reminds me of WRC rules a bit as well, because every time we go in to make an edit to fix something, then we're reminded of this problem over here, and like, oh, maybe we should make this bit here consistent, and then it just balloons until you wish you'd never really opened it up for editing.
Yeah, no, I know that feels. It's like you pick something up and you're like, oh my god, this friggin' thing.
Surely it's the same with code, right? I always imagine that's how it is with code. That you go in there just to like do one little thing, and then you
can't do one little thing because you have to remember how the whole thing was put together to begin with. Like you pull at a thread and you're like, well, oh crap, what does this actually connect to? And then there's like this nightmare of other stuff, and they're like, oh, and then you're sitting there being like, oh my god, all this was so bad to begin with. Like, what can I do to like? Do I want to try to make this better? Do I want to like leave this?
No. You've just got to balance another card on top of the teetering house of cards.
Maybe you do that, and then you just know that later when you get back to it, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, but that's your successor, not you. You've already been promoted up to a middle management job, right?
If you're lucky. If you're lucky. So what do we want to look at today? What do we want to take?
I don't know, Dave. I don't know. I didn't enjoy my run games, and I don't want to talk about them actually.
Oh no, I had a pretty okay time with my run games. Although I will say I made some Tompusen mistakes, but not some mistakes.
That's what I want to talk about, because like just to rewind back for people who don't know what we're talking about. This week there was a WRC event on Run, which is very much like Tenhou. But it was Japan facing, because it's their Golden Week, right? So we did an event just for them. And it was popular, which is great. But me and Dave also participated. Unfortunately, I'd forgotten how much I hate East-only games and how I cannot play them. My strategy's all over the place. And
oh, that's so harsh. But
I never play them for, whenever I play for realsies, for League or for a tournament, or, I don't play East-only even when I'm like, working on the ladder. I only play East-South games.
I'm sorry. I have a very important announcement, which is I went to the Run website, and on the Run website, right behind the game start button, they're playing that hospital commercial.
They're playing hospital. I still don't have an answer. I spent a long time, and Japanese people seem to really like it. They're like, oh yeah, this was an amazing idea. And I'm like, really? Really? You're not baffled like the rest of us. So yeah, Reki did really well. Reki was there. He did really, really well at the event. I think I ended up 78th or something in the end. I did not end up in a great place. So
I think, wait, you were 78? How can I find out where? I don't think I finished that poor. I ended up at negatives. I only had time. So I was doing this, and I only had time for like 4 games.
The 4 games,
yeah,
right?
I did that, and that I even because it was right before work, so it wasn't easy for me to play. Well, let me see now. The event is maybe still here. Let me log in and see how I.
Yeah, if the event's still there, I'll give you the thing. But yeah, so I really cannot play East-only. But it's a funny thing, right? Like you go on Run and Tenhou, and that's the preferred game mode. Hi, Yoko. Like I don't know why that's the preferred game mode for Japanese players.
It takes less time. That's it. No, it doesn't say. Where can I see how I did?
I mean, I can go to the page. I think it will be.
Yeah, my net score was like -7.
You were below me then. Sorry.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because I was plus 10, I think.
Oh, yeah, well, fine.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Fine. But I'm going to say, like, -7 over 4 Tompusen is, like, fine. You know, like, you didn't screw it up. You didn't do amazingly. Yeah, what were my games? It was a plus 25, a minus 21, a plus 8, and a minus 7.
You were 100. I was 86 and you were 100.
I was 100 out of how many?
Out of 111.
Are you serious? Well, I guess that does make sense if everyone else is able to play as much as they want until they get a good string, and I only got one string.
Exactly. I mean, that's how these events are operated, right? To encourage you to play.
To encourage you to keep playing.
Yeah. Reki has given us a game. We could review that one.
No, that's a link to the outcomes.
Oh, it is. Oh, sorry. Gemma can't read those things.
Yeah, so now I can see myself at my -7. 100 out of 111 because I was forced to be satisfied. After only 4 games, which made me a little sad. I mean, the first game I played against some pros and stuff, and that was cool. And I won that game because if everyone else plays better, I always win. That's how. No, my second game I just pushed something stupid.
Right. Okay. So I have a question then. We're talking about East only. Like, what is it about East only games that you think is tripping you up? Because I can tell you what I think, but I want to hear what you think first.
Oh, you just gotta go. Like the thing about East only games that always trips me up. The thing that ends up tripping me up is when I hesitate. I think I'll play a little safer here, or maybe I'm like Gemma and I say I should fold. And it's like you only get 4 shots at this, and everyone else is equally incentivized to just go. So anytime you say you fold, you're saying, if I say I will fold, I'm basically saying I will throw away 25% of this game.
Yeah, I think so. Basically, it's like that push-pull assessment, right?
It's crippling.
Yeah.
And then the other half of it that kind of sucks, and this is like, this is why I came in last in my 4th game. The variance goes up a ton. Because everyone's just kind of going for it, and one big thing, there's not enough time for something to even out. And that means, like I came in last in my last game, not because I dealt in, but because I happened to be dealer when someone else got their big sumo.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, it's life. But like it's frustrating as a player because you don't have time to like recover or fix that. You're just like, oh, okay. Yeah. And it happens.
For me, it's definitely the problem in that I like to Dama. I like to not declare each.
Oh no, yeah, you just got to go.
And I know, right? So I'm there happily like, oh, I'm so clever. Look at me, Dama, and I'm like, I can't switch my brain to be. I mean, the push fold kind of equation is tilted against my favor for sure. But really, definitely, I think it's probably the not calling Ricci when I should.
I'm looking at this last game. So this last game was 4 hands. The first hand, one player dealt into another for 2,000. The second game, I think the same player dealt in twice for 2,000. Is that true? Yeah, the same player deals in twice for 2,000 to the same other player. So I'm sorry, round 1. Oh no, wait, no, it's 2 different players. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Anyway, let me get it more. Let me be more correct. Yeah, that's what happened. So, round 1, player to my left deals into player across me for 2,000. Okay. Round 2, Tenpai no 10. Player left and player across both pay me and player right. Third round, player left deals into player right for 2,000.
Okay.
Fourth round, player left sumos Hanemon while I'm dealer. I am now in last place. Congratulations. Like, due to my insane mistakes clearly made.
Yeah, there it is.
I am now in last place. And to be fair, and not to be fair, but like, and in that last round, I got myself in an ugly position that I needed to be because I realized I'm like, I'm dealer. It's last round. They need to do freaking anything. And I was Tenpai. I had to like aggressively call into Tenpai on like called Sanshoku Dora 1.
Right, but I think that's, like, and that was the other thing I was going to say I don't do very well, is I keep looking for value. And I don't think you can look for value in an East-only game.
You can, but I feel like you can only do it to a point.
There have to be low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Like
there's no finessing your way into a beautiful closed sand shoku with some extra.
You gotta stop even imagining that's what you're doing. That's
if you see a Dora, you just gotta call into it.
Yeah, you just grab what you can grab. And yeah, this hand I was playing this hand all like, okay, I'm gonna build this Pinfu hand. I'm making it happen, and then at some point I realized I'm like, I can see across and left are pushing, and it's like, all right, it's time to just start calling this out. I just have to make this happen, because if I don't, I'm gonna get left in the dust. And like my gut feel on that, I didn't make it, but my gut feel on that was right. I made it to Tenpai. I was ready to go, and then of course, player to left reaches. And I have to play, so I play. I get 2 great safe draws, but then I keep playing and I play, because like if I don't play, I will lose, because I'm in the last East seed anyway. So me and Across are tied at 35. I guess player left's at 23, so I guess I could have dealt into player left. But anyway, then they sumo. They get into first place, and because I'm the dealer, I get down to left. But again, like it's just the nature of.
But then I'm going to say something that maybe is an unpopular opinion. I don't know. Maybe the people in the chat here will agree. I just think if you really love Mahjong, you prefer East and South games. You prefer a full hand chat, because you can't enjoy the meat of the game, right? The mechanics. Like I feel when I've just done one round East only, I've just gotten started. Especially if I don't know those players, right? I've only just got a read on them. It's my full chance. I don't know. Like I just find the East only version of the game. It's so volatile, as you said. There's so much luck involved. And I feel like
love this game. Look at this hand is one where I goofed on the exact thing that you said. Is I dealt a 1 pin as my first discard, and I lost. I straight up lost because of it. It left me in second place. I would have won Chun Dora 3. Like it would have been a beautiful big hand, but I ended up in potential 30-10 on it, and I had to like swipe. I had to divert slightly to get out of 30-10, and that diversion let the player to my another player sumo for 1100. They were in the lead though. That made sense. Them doing that was like a totally reasonable play.
Yeah, but then I kind of like if you're really looking at what makes Mahjong fun, it's usually like trying to find those bigger hands, right? It's trying to use all of the Yaku that's on the list, but I just don't think it's possible in East only.
I think you're missing out on a mode of play. And I think this is gonna be my kind of hot. Yeah,
Dave's
take.
playing the other side.
This is my hot unpopular take. I think that Tompusens benefit a type of player that does not want to do that thing you're talking about.
Why are they playing Mahjong?
Because they like algorithms. Tompusens benefit the type of player who will sit there and lecture you on how discarding 3-man instead of 4-man has an 0.86% less dealing rate in Ho-Oh on Tenhou. And when you play Tompusens, you aggressively do not have to worry about the style of player you're with.
So to summarize, you're playing the tiles in East only.
Yes. Whereas
in a full hand chat, you're playing the players.
You're still playing the tiles, but you have much more opportunity to engage with the players.
Exactly.
And to play the players.
And that's why I like Mahjong. I like playing people. I think that's what makes Mahjong different from, a lot of games that, a lot of similar games, because it's not binary, like the sort of dynamics change every hand depending on kind of who's pushing in, who's pulling out. It's a lot more like poker in that way, right? Compared to something like chess. Okay. I take that.
I'm not going to say that one is right and one is wrong, because I think that's an unfair thing to say. But I do think like the people who really want to get into statistics and the meat of that, and Tompusen factors out everything other than the statistics. I don't have time to care about who these other people are because I'm only with them for 4 hands. I don't have time to care about finessing it because all I'm doing is focusing on getting to Tenpai as quickly as possible with as much value as I can grab along the way. I'm mastering one very specific act. And if that's the act you really like about Mahjong, this is going to be very fun for you. It's going to be how you prefer to play. For me personally, I have a really tough time with it because I don't like not caring about that. I feel like I play better when I have a feel for who I'm playing with and when I have a feel for what's going on and when I have some time to like try to build something interesting or get somewhere.
Should we do a review of an East Only then, because we've spoken about it so much?
Yeah.
Do you want to offer one, or shall I offer one?
Oh, I can do one where I won. I like that. Then I can feel good about myself.
Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll have enough time to go with one movie lost. How about that?
Yeah, that's perfectly fair. So what do we want? We want this.
I just want to point out. Do you not think that this white room makes me look much older? I'm looking at myself in the camera.
I've never in my life considered that a room makes you look older or younger in any way.
No, I mean that's why those girls always take their selfies in the bathroom, because it's got the good lighting.
It has never
That's why
begun to cross my mind. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I've never even thought about this. I've never even considered it. How do I make this browser the right size? Hold on, I gotta fix this.
Did you watch Coronation, by the way, Dave? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch the Coronation.
Well, I don't know. Americans seem much more enamored by our king than we are.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're really. It is like a unique event. It's an event that hasn't happened in a long
time.
It
was too early, must
yeah,
it really it went. We did the whole day. Like they started at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're like still going on. I turned it off at whatever time, 3 o'clock. I don't know.
See, this is what I like showing off, though. I like showing this. As you can see, Dave's SugoiHighPies.com is what it is.
And you can see Dave's Sugoi face. Look at that.
You can actually see my face.
Do you know, I really like the green background on yours. I think that made you look much better, because everyone else has had the background like removed.
I was in the woods. You're in the woods.
Yeah, and because they've removed the background from all of the professionals, right? And it just looks weird, no?
Yeah, I was playing with who am I playing with here? Who are my professionals?
You're playing with is Wang on the left? Must be Wang on the left. I'm not sure. She might be using a Japanese version of that. So don't hold me to that.
Wait.
And then Danny Moreno.
Danny Moreno's across. I know that. Yeah. Them I know. Wait, who is on the left?
Wang. But that's what the kanji says. I'm just not sure whether she uses a Japanese reading of it. That's all. But so usually your surname in Japanese is like 2 characters, right? And your first name is 2. Japanese names tend to be 4 characters long, right? Tend to be. There's always differences, right? But they tend to be. So my gut instinct is to try and read it like a Chinese name, but I might be wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, this is where I commented to you this morning. I got up early. I sat down. I'm like, oh god, I'm just out of bed. Let's do this. And I sit down like, oh great, I have to play with like good people now. This is the worst.
But this is what you want. So you took Danny out. That's good. Poor Daisuke. He's so sweet.
Yeah, no, there's no action fire. I love him. But I'm like, oh great, I got to play with good people. Then I draw this, and I'm like, okay, like sure.
Okay. But then that's what I'm saying. This is where you see a Dora and you just run with it, right?
Exactly. That's my plan here. My plan here is I'm going to turn 579 into something, and I'm going to draw something next to Dora. It's going to be Reach, Pinfu, maybe Tanya if I'm lucky, Dora 1, and that's where we're going. This is pretty obvious here for me. Yes. So I chuck this again. I have this habit that I've picked up of deliberately not throwing honors, but I will say, in my own defense, given that I have the Dora, there's really no way I'm going to do anything with the 9 with a hand this advanced, and having one safe tile might be good.
I just want to ask you now, because I've noticed I do it, and I need to stop it. Do you hover your mouse over the tile you decided to throw before you draw, and then just click? That's what I'm doing, and that's definitely, like, it's okay if you're like, right, 9 or north, 9 still. I'm still doing 9. Or if you're just like, tap, 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 like I am.
No, I never feel like I misclick or click too fast before I've taken in what happens. I don't feel like I do that. I probably do like wiggle my mouse over, but I always do. I never feel like I don't even look, or I never feel like I'm in a situation where like, oh no, like that. Generally,
I think that north is a good hold anyway, because it's safe on the east now, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to trade a tile that I almost definitely will not need for a tile that is a safe hold just in case, when I have very little extra space in my hand for that anyway. So I'm like, fine.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, if Danny reaches the next tile or the next two tiles, you have a safe against them right away.
Yeah, which I might as well. But again, look at you thinking about safe, but it's a Tompusen. I can't. I mean, this, however, I will call that is actually a good play, even in Tompusen, because that's a little micro. That's one of those like micro optimizations, right? The 9, given that I have the 6, what are the odds? Given that I have the 6 and a pair and basically all my blocks, that 9 doesn't have a place in my hand really, unless something goes crazy. So replacing it with a hard safe on the dealer is an upgrade for my hand's overall power level, so to speak.
Yeah.
I chuck the 1. No one needs the 1.
The coronation happened, Ricky, by the way. It happened today. Like, we're getting a holiday on Monday, but for some reason they did the coronation today. It doesn't make sense to anyone.
Yeah, this is where I feel a little bit of pain because I could have gotten 1, 2, 3 going on, but I'm like, I'm so close.
Yeah, I think you did the right thing still.
Why did I throw the north? I don't remember.
Because you regretted the 1 throw. That's why.
Maybe. It might have just been a big mistake.
You allowed regret to drive you, and that's, yeah.
I think I straight up was just like, this is Tompusen, you can't be worrying about this.
Gemma, if I DM you later, I'm not sure what you want me to do. You can DM me, that's okay.
Right, so here I get the 6 in, so now I'm basically Ishan 10. But the player to the right reaches because they are playing Tompusen. Well, they got a hand, who knows why. Danny plays Asdra on Suji on the 2-pin, which is like not terrible. But
so do you think that in East only Tompusen, there's less difference in your strategy with if you're the child or the dealer, the non-dealer? Do you know what I mean?
I think everyone has more urgency.
Right.
A lot more urgency. I think there's no avoiding it.
Because if I saw that in a regular hand chant, I'd be like, "Ooh, someone's decided to reach, and they're not the dealer."
No, I think for them, this is the only deal they've got. And for the non-dealer, this is their only chance to put you just gotta go. You just gotta go, and that's why
you don't know if you're gonna draw another hand, which is gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, I throw the 7 because I'm like, this is my hand. I either make it or I don't, but I gotta do it. Other people play a little. So this is a bit daring, given that the 8-pin came out. I get the 4, and here I have an opportunity again. Little optimization. I do have the opportunity to shift 5, 6, 7 to 4, 5, 6. Play a tile I know is safe. Might as well be safe when I can. Now I know the 4 is safe. I am even while I'm playing this, I remember I am tracking these tiles, and being like, well, I better make sure. And that's why I threw the 7 over the 3 that I also know doesn't belong in this hand. But I'm like, 3 is Suji on the Dora.
Right, okay, so I have one question though. So when you threw the 7 bamboo the first time round, that wasn't safe though, was it?
No, but what are my options? My options are bail on the hand, or throw a tile that doesn't fit. And of the tiles that currently technically can be removed from my hand without destroying it, there's the 7 bamboo, there's the Dora, and then there's Suji on the Dora. So between 7 bamboo, Dora, and Suji on the Dora, I'm going to pick 7 bamboo. Because that's far less likely to be.
No, I mean this is my problem because I'd be tempted to fold.
Yeah, but there's no point. There's no point in folding because I don't have time, and I think that's the thing that you have to, and this is part of why people like this. And then of course, the 4 lets me walk over. Then the red 5. Look, it's the best 5 of all. The red 5, and now it's like it's time to play. I have the hand. It's here. Yeah. It's reach, Pinfu, Tanyao, Dora. So I'm gonna reach and I'm gonna throw the 3. I'm just doing it. It's happening. And I get away. I'm actually really curious because I never even looked. I'm very curious what this other hand is, but I'll look in a minute. Then now I'm in reach. I'm just throwing.
And they throw the 5 and the 8.
Now Danny reaches. So now I'm like, oh, because clearly they've got something good.
I reckon
Danny
they're waiting on the 7 pin.
What were these hands? Let's see what these hands actually
were.
This was a 7-man only weight. This was a rough.
Oh, 7-man, interesting. Yeah, you couldn't read that one.
I might not have reached this just for the bad weight, but again, once you're Tenpai, what do? Do you sit there being like, well,
that's the thing, yeah. Well, this is the difference between East only and I don't know. I really wouldn't want to. That's the problem. I wouldn't want to reach that because I'm like, actually, I could make this more powerful. I could give this more value.
Getting a 1-pin or a 9-man or an 8,
or an 8-man,
something like that would be great.
or just change it to a better weight. I just, or if I got the 6-man, I don't know. Like I just, this is where I'm struggling, I guess, maybe.
Oh man, I would have had an extra door. It would have been so great. Both of my winning tiles were way back deep in the wall. So I did not have a shot at winning this.
I mean, this is a hard discard pool to read as well. Like this is not obvious weights.
But again, what you kind of benchmark yourself on here is, I got the hand I needed, I got it to ready, and here I am. You know, here I am where I should be. Did I win? No, but here I am where I should be. And that's just kind of like what you got to do. I wonder.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out another maybe rude opinion. Do you think that people prefer East only because they don't want the challenge of having to fold?
Hold on. I want to see this.
So Dave's still talking about this.
It's really interesting because this is the moment where Danny made this command decision, which I think is an interesting thing to do. And I see what happened and why. To play it a little safe.
Yeah. And
cut the 8-9, because they had this really awesome Itsu structure up here. And I'm just a sucker for Itsu. And that's why I'm wondering.
Now you're being suckered in as well. But no, I think that's the sensible move, is the 8. And
then wait. Yeah, no, then once I reached, they were able to throw the 7, which they knew was entirely clear.
Yeah.
And then when they got the 2, they said, all right, let's go, because now they have a 2-sided weight and other people are ready anyway. It was a great decomposition. It was a strong move. Like I just really love Itsu, so I'm always curious when I see that there was an Itsu sitting up there, and like, how did it not happen?
I just don't think Itsu's that powerful.
It's 2 Han if you have it. It's 2 Han. It stacks with Pinfu.
If it's closed. It stacks with Pinfu. It often doesn't stack with Pinfu because you're often weighing on an inside or an outside weight. It's a pain in the ass.
All right, then you don't have to make it, and I'll get all the points from it.
Itsu is a straight Yoko.
Oh yeah, Itsu is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's straight through in one suit. So I'm sorry. Let me get back to your statement. Do you think?
Do you think the people who don't like to fold or don't want the challenge of having to decide to fold prefer East only?
This is another hot take moment.
Maybe
you're just going to get me in trouble. You're getting me in big trouble.
Maybe I'm just salty after I didn't do very well in the event. I just want to blame anything but myself.
Well, performance in the event has nothing to do with it, I don't think. I think this is just like what types of people like this game mode of like you just jump on the online client and play a lot of Tompusen. And I think that there are many different ways you can play games in general as a person who plays games. People get different things out of playing games, and there's different types of players who like different things about games. So let me put that little bit of context around what I'm saying. And I'm not necessarily trashing anyone or saying like these things are bad or wrong, but there are different things. And I think Tompusen is a wonderful consumer form of Mahjong. I don't have to put a lot of effort in, and I don't have to put a lot of interaction in. I sit here and I play my tiles. I get that part of the game at maximum. Draw a tile. Did I get something cool? Can I make a big hand? Discard a tile. That's how I can play. I can focus on that. I don't need to worry about what are other people doing? How do I decompose these weights? How do I learn to think about like what is good or bad? I can just get all the excitement of drawing the thing. Did something cool happen? Discarding a thing. Oh no, maybe I lost. Like I can get this really core drama at a high velocity. And I'm not stressing out about overall game placement. Do I know how much my hand scores? Like, it's really great if what you want is something without a huge amount of nuance. And that's why it's what the online modes prefer. So I can jump on my phone and I can beep boop through my hands in a Tompusen, and I can play try to make a good Mahjong hand on my own without really worrying about the broader things, and have a fun time and then put it down and be like, okay, cool, I did it.
Yeah. So Sophia mentions the phone as well. Prefer to just go for the quickest win and not look back. But I think from a store, East only is time, it's quicker. People like to hop from game to game now. Yeah, do you know what? And that is the one thing of playing a full hand challenge, is that I have started it, and an hour later I'm like, damn it, I thought this was going to take me 40 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's the other important concept is it's time.
That I can understand. But still, I don't know. It just doesn't feel as satisfying, you know. I can feel satisfied in the hand chan even if I lose. If I really, focused in that game and got into the game, even if I lose, I can walk away feeling satisfied. But I never feel like that with East Only. Like, it's like fast food, right? You go and you get your McDonald's and you eat it, and for a moment you're like, okay, that was okay.
I feel like I feel somewhere in the middle. Like that game we described earlier where it's like, okay, nothing happened and then someone sumoed and then I lost. Like, I didn't enjoy losing. Sure. But, like, at the same time, like, I felt like, well, I did what I needed to do in that game. I played my hands I didn't feel like I made any mistakes. I felt okay about how I played my hands. And so, like, I don't know, there's a level of satisfaction you get out of it, but I think we live in an era of increasingly personalized entertainment as opposed to shared entertainment. And viewed through that lens, a lot of the aspects of East Only are appealing. And again, time is a big factor. Just being able to play the game and be done with it when there's a million other games that you can be done with in 15 minutes by design, like by absolute design.
I mean, maybe then I just need to bemoan the modern life, that's how we've ended up.
We should probably be doing that a lot more. I'm old now. I have to do that constantly.
Yeah, exactly. But we can't just cut out some hours in our day when we don't have to be monetizing or doing a chore. I was going to say, you got to think of it
the other way. It's not so much that we can't cut out as it is that everything cuts in.
Yeah.
Every entertainment is designed to say to you, hey, Gemma, do you have like 5 minutes during which you might have been just humming to yourself? Do this. Do this instead.
Yeah.
And like that, I don't know. That's my old man rant about modern life.
I did have a time about modern life. My baby's really sick today, so I was supposed to do lots of housework, and obviously couldn't because he was sick. And I was like, oh no, I've got a sick baby. But actually, I spent the entire day on the sofa with him lying on me, sleeping on and off whilst I played Final Fantasy. So that's how to parent, apparently.
That's not so bad. You at least were there with your child, taking care of them in person, even if you were kind of distracting yourself.
Every now and then you kind of slightly wake up with just like, oh my god, you're still doing custom deliveries, Mama? And I'm like, yes, we are.
You didn't just throw an iPad into their crib and walk off, like.
But you know what? Actually, and as you said, part of me was like, oh, I should have been doing the housework. Everything's an absolute tip, especially with the DIY project going on. However, I was also like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I cut out those hours and I was just here. Whereas I think that it's difficult, as a parent to give that time to your kid. And maybe that's what Mahjong's helping me, because I've always given time to Mahjong. Okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to play for 2 hours. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Mahjong. I don't sort of try and jam it in between this thing I'm doing here and this thing I'm doing here.
Yeah. But again, this is the difference between a pastime and a commercial entertainment product. And again, I don't think either one of these things are fundamentally bad, but they're just different things. And people engage with them in different ways. So let's see. What do I get?
Anyway, sorry.
Now I get this new hand, and I'm sad because it's nowhere near as good as my old hand. I got a spot for the door, so that's nice. I got a pair lined up. That's nice. It's fine. Oh, my first draw. Okay, I'm happy about that.
Sufi is just one.
Yeah, I used to be strictly a Hanchan player, but recently I've been drawn to East only because of time. Most of my social life is online. I have friends asking to do things. Yeah. Rather not commit to a full Hanchan. Playing in person is Hanchan every time because we get together to do. Yeah. I think that's a great illustration of like, I want to sit down and do something real quick. I want to shove some Mahjong into a crack in my life where I have some extra time, and you play Hanchan. You run and play Hanchan, you get it done. And again, this isn't a value judgment of good or bad. But yeah, if you're sitting down and like, we're gonna play Mahjong, I can't imagine having friends over and sitting down at the Mahjong table and being like, let's do Tampu-sen.
Okay, if that's how you're playing Mahjong, if you've got this, I commit to Mahjong here and I'm just putting in, fitting in as my life dictates here. I'd love it if you could record how well you play in each version. Because I can almost guarantee you when you're sitting down and committing, even if it's just committing to your East-only games, I think you'll play better if you're like, right, this is what I'm doing now. I'm not going to think about, actually in 30 minutes I've got to go do another thing. Do you see what I mean? I feel like
the thing that drives me nuts about online.
Modern life is like that a lot, though, right? Like you do it, but you're always thinking about the next thing, right? And then the next thing and the next thing in your day. And everyone's like that, right? Our days are not as relaxed as they used to be. Like I remember when I was a kid, I was bored a lot of the time because there wasn't. Yeah.
I was like, how can anyone be too busy for anything?
Yeah. But yeah, you need to.
Oh boy.
ban that bot. But yeah, whilst you're banning that bot, like, I was bored a lot, and it's something over the last, maybe when I took maternity leave, and having a newborn is like enforced boredom because you can't do much. Like, they're not very fun at that point, right? They just cry and they feed and they sleep, but they don't want to be let go. So you just have to sit there constantly. And I just learned to be bored. And actually, it was a really fulfilling time in my mental state because I could just be bored. Like, my mind started to wander again and stuff like that.
I think it is healthy for people sometimes to just be a little bored sometimes. Just chill, just relax, just be.
And I think without the boredom, you can't have the full commitment. Do you know what I mean? You have to have both sides of this coin.
Imaska, that was our first game of Mahjong. We played West and Nordic. I think that actually, interestingly enough, if I recall my Mahjong history, that was cut out of the game because of time. Because people were like, okay, 4 rounds is just too much.
But you still play West and North in most of the variants. So in Japanese, which really cuts it down.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why it's called a han-chan. Han means half.
Half.
Right, han means half. So you're playing half of one, right? So, but I think you only get the half one in because you've got 30-10 and you've got the dealer keeps their dealership.
Yeah. There's other reasons the game's a little slower for Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, but the Chinese games tend to be just longer, right? Like, in my experience, maybe it's just I'm playing with slow people. I don't know, but anyway, I would love it. Someone is playing and they're sort of half-assed playing because they've got a bit of time, and then maybe at the weekend they're committing a couple of hours just to playing Mahjong, whether that's with your friends or playing the ladder or whatever. It'd be really good if you could just sort of note down if you felt you played differently at each time. Like, like I feel Mahjong requires your full attention, and if it's in the least bit, I've done the same. Like, I've had the TV on in the background or tried to make a cup of tea, and those are the games that I play, Paulie.
That's my problem. That's my big problem with online Mahjong. For me, again, this is not a critique of online Mahjong in general, but just for me, I always have a tough time staying focused.
Yeah, the notifications coming up.
Yeah. Like, I'm on my computer, which is a place where I'm used to multitasking anyway. Like, it's hard for me. Again, not saying online Mahjong is somehow not good, but like, for me, I have a tough time engaging.
So I've started taking my laptop when I play Mahjong. I used to play it in the living room and just kind of be relaxing on the couch while playing Mahjong. Now I take it to my work desk and play it there, and I have had much better results playing at my work desk.
Turning a game into a job is a great idea.
Well, no, it's not a job, but like my desk is where I focus. I only sit there when I'm like, okay, I've got to focus, I've got to translate, I've got to do like each. Yeah, I've got like, but so that was really, I don't know, like having a space where you focus and a space where you zone out, like a physical space. That was helpful.
Do that.
I'm pretty sure it's a mode now on Tenhou. You must be able to set that.
I wonder. Oh man, that would be really interesting. Anyway,
back to the hand.
Yeah, let's look at this hand. So my first draw makes me happy. It's the closed weight 4-pin. So now I have 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. I'm like, ooh, Sanchoku is a thing I could possibly have. I'm gonna do my thing where I don't throw honor searches. Like, maybe I need to like deliberately push myself out of that. But I chuck this 9-pin because I'm like, well, the 8's gonna be my pair. Well, I have too many pairs anyway, so we're fine.
I'd throw the 9-man.
Maybe.
Just because that 7-man is easier to upgrade. If you get a 6-man, you really don't want those 9-mans at all, probably, right? Oh, what are you doing with this full bamboo? What is that doing there? You don't want that, bastard.
I want a double, and then I'm sad because I threw my Haku and I get a double Haku.
Exactly, that
and
full
then I'm
bamboo.
happy because I got my double easts.
The 4 bamboo should have gone. That's naughty.
And then I get rid of the 4 bamboo because I got my 7, 8, 9.
That's
so
good.
Here I am in a decent spot with my east, so I can call the east. Well, one east is already out, and I'm getting a little nervous, which is why I throw the 9 over the north, because I'm like, I see Danny's, drawn a 6-pin as drawn. It looks like this...
6-man is just, yeah.
Sorry, 6-man as drawn. It looked like this player disconnected for some reason. The replay says so, and I think I remember noticing this for a second. I was like, that seems really weird. But I don't know what happened there.
I'm disconnected.
Well, I hope not, but because they were reconnected immediately later. Like, I got disconnected here in this game for like a second for some reason.
I think I got kicked out at one point. So maybe
it was some weird network burp. Now our player to the right reaches, and I'm sad.
But you've got the Snorf. You've held the Snorf.
Yeah, Danny does not care, apparently.
And you can throw the East. Yeah,
Red
that's
5
hard.
is coming out.
Well, the 5 is safe. The 5 is totally safe, to be fair.
Is it? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The 5 is hard safe. Yeah, I didn't see it for some reason because I was too distracted by its redness. So I walk this over to 4, 5, 6 with the 3 that's safe because I just don't want to get rid of my safest tile yet. Oh, and now I draw another north, and I'm like, well, I have a pair of norths and a pair of easts, and I know I'm not playing around. And then they win. So it's reach Dora. That's it.
Yeah, but now you're second, so.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm second place. Cool. There goes that hand. This hand also gives me Itsu vibes. Not really.
You see Itsu in places. So this picture's no Shirel. So Dave got it put in because he's special.
It's for I was on an event account.
I mean, I think that hopefully they're going to make it so that you can put your picture in. I think the problem for them is probably moderating.
Yeah, they got to make sure everyone's picture is okay, and they're going to have to find a system to do that, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, like I think the will is there, but I think everyone just sits there going like, how do we make sure people don't upload dick pics?
How in the world do we do this?
Yeah. Yeah, so the VTuber, but that came from events as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure if they do an event, they'll put the picture in. Like, I'm sure they have a system to do it. It's just a matter of making sure that it's properly hosted.
Yeah, so but I think the VTuber accounts have a V as well. You see how the pros have a P. I think the VTubers, but I think if they were invited to the VTuber
Can I have a D? Event, I want a D.
So, Reki, I mean, that's the thing. Just keep streaming Ron.
Yeah, and you'll eventually...
The only thing is, if you do want Senpai to notice you, probably YouTube is better than Twitch. I don't think Japan spends as much time on Twitch as they do on YouTube.
I could see that.
I don't know if they'll notice you. I don't have that power. But I did have a look over your Twitch account today. I like the bunny guy. I can get on board with that. Do you know what? It's just refreshing to not be another silly little anime girl.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's just it's just lacking creativity. I don't expect people to be massively creative, but it's the fact they all do the same thing, and I just can't stand it anymore. So, Mahjong Soul, don't talk to me. Mahjong Soul is back to the silly little girls. I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Thanks.
You just tag Suno.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, they can Google Translate it.
Yeah, I mean, the automatic translate on Twitter is, and he has done that before to people when they tag him and sort of reach out. So
yeah, go for it. So let's see. This is, if I remember this hand, I'm minorly frustrated because it's been 2 hands of like, I sure hope this thing happens and nothing happens. But I have this 4-5. I got 4-5. I got I got a bunch of stuff. But I just chucked this 7 straight out. You know what? This is where I got disconnected.
Yeah, because it'll only turn red like one go after you disconnected as well.
Yeah. I disconnected for a second here.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then I reconnected real quick.
And then you're
like, how bad did this play for me? And okay, it threw the 7. I think it was some kind of weird network burp that happened for me. So that was unfortunate. And then I draw this 3, and I'm like, oh, God, thank God I came back and it didn't just throw the 3. That would have been great. And so now I throw the 9, and now I'm in I'm 2 Shanten. Great, awesome. It's all happening. But Danny's on an aggressive rampage.
If you don't speak Japanese, Shanten is waiting, basically. Oh, yeah. So two Shanten is 2 away.
Danny throws their east and grabs their east, and I'm like, oh, God, this is no good. Yeah, I throw the second 5 because I'm just like, it needs to go now. I'm not going to use it. It needs to go. Because I'm not going to And I get to my 3, 4, 5. I throw the south and Danny grabs the south. And now I'm also just like, oh, geez. Like, what? Nothing happening here is good.
I think Danny's a strong East only player though. So if you are kind of like looking for someone who plays good East only, Danny is the player to watch here, I think.
Having known them for a long time, they are very good at playing aggressively like this, and that play style will pay off better.
But they're not just good at the aggression; they're good at the dancing, and also, do you know, probably it fits perfectly into your theory. Danny is really interested in the numbers.
Well, I think being good at aggression is also being good at dancing. Like, it's both of them. Yeah. Being good at aggression doesn't just mean knowing the most efficient way to go. It means also being able to push in a way that is not ridiculously unsafe, but still applying that pressure.
Yeah, I think that Danny is really good at the numbers as well, like really good into the stats. Like when they were playing on Tenhou and they were streaming right back before they became a pro, and they were really kind of worried about those charts, things that I look at, I just don't care.
It just doesn't tie in the same way.
I don't think. I mean, that's a flaw of mine. I think that those charts have a lot to offer, but I think it's the way your mind works as well. You know, Danny again is a computer type job.
I don't like just bucketing things like that, though. I don't think and that's one of the things that I always found really interesting about professional mahjong is like professional mahjong is full of all kinds of people.
Yeah, but I think how you engage and interact with numbers can really change from person to person.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of these people are engaging with the numbers, even if they're not, thinking about it in like a math way, even if they're not, seeing calculations in their brain. Like everyone is maybe this is like the math student in me.
I definitely engage with the numbers, and I think my mental arithmetic is probably a lot better than some people. I mean, however, I don't engage the numbers as well when you put them in a long chart. And I just see a lot of numbers, I'm like, oh.
It always makes me a little sad when people are like, oh, well, I'm obviously no good at this stuff. And it often feels like it's because they've been told, like, well, these types of things aren't for you. Or maybe it is. There's just, like, a way they don't engage with it well. But, you know, everyone does math. Everyone does physics. Everyone does these things in their brains, like, all the time. We all engage with it. And there's no one who I think is, like, just unable to do things.
Being the linguist, right, I feel that I feel numbers more than I have them as numbers in my head, right? Which I think you have to do when you speak languages, right? You can't be sat there going, right, how do I conjugate this? You know, oh, that needs to go here. You can't think like that. You just have to speak. And when you read, you just have to absorb.
When you think about speaking, even like when I think about speaking my native language, I don't sit here being like, oh, I will now say this version of to do so that I can make you just do it.
Yeah, and that's definitely how I am. I did, to be fair, I did very good at maths in school. Like I did further maths, and I was very good. But then I think again, I said that learning maths and being good at maths really supported learning Japanese because it's just another language. Maths is just another language. It has rules and it does things and has its own versions of conjugations and all of that. I think, and then this is what I say about Mahjong. There's different ways for people to learn. If you meet someone and they tell you, right, okay, here's this chart, and this is the way you should learn, and this is the way you should build your hand, and it doesn't really resonate with you, go and speak to someone else. Like, just as if you listen to me and Dave talking, I mean, Dave has a different view from me, but if you hear, I know, but if you hear us two talking, you're like, I don't really get what they're talking about. This isn't improving my Mahjong. I'm really sorry, but you should also go speak to someone else, because there will be someone who you can resonate with.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be a lot of different opinions out there. So let's see. I get this 4, and I'm tired of this 4. Again, it's another one. It's like it's a double of a tile. I don't need it, but I can't afford.
It is Suji. It's Suji on the door.
It is, but I can't afford to back off. I got to go.
Yeah,
I gotta go. And also, I don't think
East
Danny's
is
ready.
from the door. Oh no, East is disconnected. Sorry.
Yeah, East is disconnected. I don't think Danny's ready yet. I think they're still pushing. I think they're still putting it together, and I'm kind of proven right by the fact they changed their hand here.
I do love talking about Suji. Suji is the best, but also learn your kabi. Oh wow, sucks to be you, Dave.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm a little sad, but all right. I'm gonna hold it.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Okay.
Safe tile. Danny gives up information to me that I have a safe tile on them, which is great. And now I'm like sick because this turns this back into a pair in a complete set.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna trim out this 5-7. Trimming this 7 lets player right call 7, 8, 9. Now I'm getting a little nervous about this 5. I don't love it.
See, Charles says the graphs are really useful. Yes, yeah. I mean, Charles, if that's great, if that's the scaffolding that makes Mahjong make sense to you, great. You should definitely use it. And there's lots of people on the internet who are definitely very chart driven. So you are not alone in those people. So
no, there's nothing wrong with graphs. I like graphs.
No, Dave is definitely much. Dave, Dave is a graph guy. So.
I'm a graph man. I love graphs. Yeah, here we get the 7, and then is another case of like I can't use this. It's just got to go.
Wait. Can you not use this?
I guess I could hope to get a 6 and throw the 1 pin.
So why are you keeping the 5 bamboo for?
It's just dangerous. I'm just gonna wait to throw it later.
I suppose so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Danny's still changing their hand, which gives me like a little hope that they've maybe just spooked people. And now I get another 7 that goes away, and now we're getting into like danger area where I'm like, I don't know what's happening here.
So here, when you got the 7, why didn't you think to throw the 1 pin and change it back that direction, knowing that the bamboos are dangerous? Because you can get rid of that 1 pin, safe as anything, and the 2 pins likely safe, considering you can see all of the 1 pins.
Because I lose my chance I lose my pinfu. I lose value out of that.
But I think we've had that conversation, right? Like, you just have to go.
I do just have to go, but I have the value. I'm not. So if I throw the 1, I've taken a half step back in terms of tile acceptance. A quarter step because the 3s are kind of used up. I have less tile acceptance. And less value. So why do that?
That's true.
And again, the answer is safety.
This is where I'm playing the hand chat and not playing the Estonia, right? This is Gem's error.
This is where I'm saying I'm willing to accept the loss of safety because I need stuff. I need to get. I don't have any points and I need them. And of course now I draw the 8, which makes me feel like a real smart man.
Throw the 5. You should throw the 5 there. The 2 and the 8 have just come out.
Yeah, okay. There. That's actually a very good suggestion.
Yeah,
this was the time to throw the 5,
yeah.
and I let that go by, which was foolish.
And do you know, it would be really good if you then pulled another 8, and then you could have that as your pair, and you could reach, and that would be a Suji trap.
Really keen on the Suji trap.
No, I hate Suji traps because usually people do them and they're like, "Oh, it's Suji trap." Like, that's not my Suji trap.
I'm just sitting here, man. Nothing. Oh, and then I do get the 6 anyway.
Sorry, Dave.
And I end up dealing in to this player to my right.
Well, so
yeah.
So I feel like maybe I was right, but also
you were empirically right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what makes me sad? You know what really ruins this hand for me is that it ended up being the So Itsu anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, my immediate goal would have been to throw the 1 pin and just move it back over that way. Or can you turn off the danger tile indicator?
Oh yeah, how do I do that? Wait.
We've had this question before.
Yeah. This was a sad time. Follow-up question. Why didn't I just accept Footy 10? Because
I like that question, Chiral. Just accept Footy 10. Just lie back and accept Footy 10.
Because it doesn't help either. Like, there's 2 4s out. There's 2 7s out at least.
Yeah, Raki, I think you're right. I think, just reach everything and people are going to fold. People are not going to fold. Sorry, people are not going to fold.
No one's going to fold.
So I would like to highlight this is an event. This is also an event where you're going to get even more aggression than if you're playing a ranked match.
It's a best of 4, so it's like, people are just going to go.
And especially if it's best of 4, you can just keep playing. So you can just keep going until you've got a really aggressive streak of 4.
This was a sad time. I think I might have been more encouraged to throw the 1 if I'd gotten the 4 and could have shifted this set away, and then I would have had Tanya as like an option. But no, just getting stuck here and forced to just throw everything really sucked. Maybe pulling this one, making this 1-2-3-2-2 configuration was a poor deal.
Yeah, sure, exactly. You're going to get, first of all, and I just want to point out, like, these games don't impact your R number, these event games, for that very reason, because they're encouraging a style of play that is not... Wow, Dave, well done.
Yeah, so after that, I was
now it's time to go.
Tired of waiting around for nothing. So I drew these tiles. I remember this game. And so I start as dealer, and I start by throwing this 2-man, hoping maybe no one will notice what's going on over here.
Yeah, I think 2-man's not particularly... And you've got to remember, you've got a disconnect on the left here.
Yeah, they're still disconnected. I'm sad about this. I thought they...
Do you know what the problem sometimes with Runner and Tenhou is? If you have, like, even if they're micro disconnects, if you disconnect too many times in a short period of time, it just kicks you off entirely. For that game, and it's really frustrating.
So here I get the 2-pin, so I'm gonna throw the 6 and hold the ability to keep the Dora. Yeah. Might as well keep that, even though this is now making things a little more clear. Player to the right calls.
Yeah, true. Hell yeah. We had someone in our in the UK Discord that happened to them during the Australian event.
Oh
so.
no.
I know, and
So frustrating.
Do you know what? It's not just frustrating for you, but you feel like you let down everyone else when that happens.
Well, yeah, no one. It's like not showing up to a physical game. You know, sure, some people will be like, "Oh, cool, I got to buy," but like in reality, everyone wanted to play. Everyone wanted to be there.
Yeah, I
you don't want to be the one.
Really hate disconnecting. Like it just makes me feel the worst.
That makes me feel bad too. So it's calling time. White dragon gets called by player right. Danny throws a chun, so I grab it, and it's time. We're doing this. I get my 3-so.
Nice.
Here we go.
Nice.
6-man is ignored. Doesn't matter. I call the 3-so. Throw the north. So here I am, hanging out. Then I draw the 9-so. So it's good times for Dave.
It's the way to do it.
Because Dave can just sumo his half-flush Chun Chanta.
I'll take this.
That's why they call me Chanta Dave. They don't call me Chanta Dave, but they should.
They do, basically. They do, Dave.
And this gets me my big dealer score of 12,000 points, which pulls me into first place.
Right, now I've got a question.
Yes.
Do you start playing safe now?
No.
No? Not high enough?
I can't afford it. Well, first I can just draw these tiles, so I don't have to care anymore. But I need to finish the game. I need to keep going. Like I can't afford to just sit around. I really have to. In Tompusen, you really just can't, because a sumo from anyone will pull me out of first place because I'm still the dealer.
Mm.
So I can't afford to just sit. I gotta move, and I'm looking at this just like, oh, what the heck?
Chiral agrees with you. No, I'm just throwing out the questions because, maybe I don't know the answer, or hopefully we have beginners who are watching, lurking, and sort of want to pick up.
If I had 50K and there was like a 20 or 30K gap, I could maybe place it. But while I'm the dealer, I just gotta not.
Cheetoy. I think you shouldn't close that for sure.
Fair. I wouldn't. No, I think I just call it. I'm just rushing. I'm just pushing.
I think calling is fine as well.
Cheetoy is not a bad play, but I feel like it's not fast
But okay,
enough.
I'm gonna not to hate on the East only, but do you think you see less Cheetoys in East only? Because I definitely like Cheetoy in like a hand-chan is one of those strange kind of like, I've got an awkward door, or I want to kind of half play defense.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to see it less. You're going to see it far less, just because you can't push it really effectively.
Right? Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Because you have that moment where you sat with a Cheetoy, or you're like, oh, is this a Cheetoy or a Toy? And I feel like if you're in an East only game, the answer is more likely to be Toy than if it's in a hand channel for East side.
You need to push it. Now our player to right reaches, and I'm sad because this makes me have to worry about life a little bit. But the game doesn't want me to. The game wants me to keep freaking pushing.
I want to do that red 5-man.
Yeah, like, how bold am I? I'll play the 1-man. Oh, the 1-man's safe already. Danny reaches, and at this point I'm like, okay, here's the Dora. Here's my called Sanchoku Dora 2. So yeah, it's time to start feeding the Wests out and see if I can't somehow make my way to victory while they have a shootout. And
poor Danny.
And now here we go. I get the 4, so I'm like, fine, I'll take it. So now I'm actually Tenpai on the 5-8, and the 8's safe on the first reach. So I'm like, maybe something good will happen. But no. Sadly, no.
But this is actually good for you because it knocks down.
Yeah, it knocks down my next competitor to the person in last place, so it ends up being fine. Now, I didn't do this before. I'm going to chase my rabbits and see what was going on here for realsies. This player's weight was... Oh, yeah, this is 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. This was a huge weight.
Ooh, nice.
This is a 1-pin 963 man weight, if I'm right. No, I'm sorry, 258 man.
258.
258 and 1-pin.
And 369, no? No. Oh God, I can't do it on the side.
Yeah, no. It's 258 and 1-pin. Because it's the double pair weights. That's a pretty kick-ass weight.
Yeah.
Like that's a great hand. Danny's on the 5. Danny and I are on the same weight, 5/8 pin. And this is
Ipeko.
Ipeko.
No, not Pinfu because of the Easts.
Oh, you're actually just Ipeko.
Yeah.
Which is a little slower than they needed, and
right, but they need to start moving the game around, right? Because otherwise, this is going to happen.
They can't afford to just not go. I might have, and you can't bother dominating this either, because like, what's the point? It's just less points, and you're not going to improve it. There's no easy win to Dama this. The sad part is like, look at these 3 8-pins that were coming up. Someone was going to have a bad day. Like, what was going to happen?
I think the argument for Danny to push was probably that you were the dealer. I think if you weren't the dealer, Dama might have been smarter.
Danny would have won it. So what would have happened? Yeah, a player left draws the 3. I draw the 7. Reach to right draws and discards the 5. Danny draws and discards the hots. Player left draws the 8-pin. If they throw it, I win. If they hold it, then I draw the 1-pin, and this player draws the 8-pin and throws it, and then Danny wins.
Yeah, because there's a head bump.
Yeah. So this is a really tight situation where everyone really had a shot at it.
But I mean, this is a great situation for you.
Yeah. This ends up being a big win for me. This is 55. It's not the biggest amount of points, but it's enough to get me a big old gap.
Yes.
And now I have this hand, which also tells me it's East 4th now, and this hand has a lot of opportunities to just close it out.
Yeah, I mean, with this situation, this point situation, I'd be saying call as hard as possible.
Which is pretty much where I'm going. I'm like, oh, it's Tenhou time. Yeah. Let's see if I can just make something happen here. I'm gonna hold my knife. Yeah,
maybe Yakuhai.
I wouldn't even be going for Yakuhai at this point, just because I can't. I guess if I get another East, sure.
Yeah, I would have thrown the East before the North here.
No, well, I guess that's true. I was thinking of that
because I feel you're definitely committing more on the Tenhou side. So
here's where I get sad, but I take it because I'm like, oh, 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku, it could super happen. But given that this 8-man gets dealt, I'm taking. I gotta go. East is out. It's time to go. And then I can pong the 2, and now I'm Tenpai on 4-7. Like, I'll take it.
Perfect.
And then Danny has to throw the 4, and I win, which ends up being Tenhou to 1 for another 2K, which gets me up to 40 and 4, and that's it. And that's how I won my first game. The best score I got all events. Everything else did not go as well for me. And that's why you always go for Chanta, friends. That's what Chanta's all about. Chanta wins games. Or so they say.
So, whilst you find a losing one, as you promised us.
Oh, I have to watch a losing one?
Yeah, we said you were going to show a winning one.
All right, hold on. Let me find it.
Right, so whilst you're finding one, I have been playing something with cute little anime girls, which is unlike me. And I was just kind of wondering, like, would people be interested? I mean, I can't get it. I can't find it. I can't.
This is a game of mistakes where I make a big mistake.
So I'm just going to share this to people. Has anyone played this Shopai Mighty? I think you also saw this, Dave.
I saw it online, but I haven't played it.
It's really interesting. And I was kind of wondering, like, should I put something on my blog about it? Oh, no, it's on maintenance. I can't show you guys. But yeah, I tell you about it, Dave, before we get into it.
You mentioned something about it, but I don't know the details.
Yeah, so basically it's a game where you have to get to Ishanten, 1 away.
Okay.
And then there's like a joker tile permanently sat in your hand that can be anything. But it's really interesting in the way it makes you have to be really super efficient to get multi-side weights.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Do you know what? Shall I do something better rather than just sort of throwing it out there as an interesting?
We should do it next stream, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. Unfortunately, it has silly little anime girls, and you're like, really? You have an interesting concept, and you ruined it.
How gross is it? Is it like gross?
No, they're not Mahjong soul levels of Weiss's kindergarten doing this to me. It is just girls.
As long as it's not too gross.
I haven't seen anything gross. I haven't gotten that deep into that, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this is, first of all, I'm starting East, which I hate. I hate it in every game, and I hate it even more at 12%.
Yeah.
Let me just close this so it doesn't make any future noises.
Yeah, exactly. If it's just characters, I mean, it's just like children to be clothed.
Yeah, first dealer, it makes me sad. I don't enjoy it. So I'm flying a little blind. But this hand isn't too bad. We got good. We got good shapes, so I'll take it.
Oh yeah, look at the person opposite. I hope they win.
Wow. I mean, we all like them. But I like me. I hoped I would win when I played this game. So I keep the 2 to get 2-4, throw the 1. This is all basic shapes. I throw the 8 to hold the easts.
Why are you holding on to that south? So
again, I just have this thing where I don't like throwing my honors away early, which is maybe a little silly. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm not sure why throwing. I think I decided. Well, I have these Hatzes now. I want the Dora in here.
It's not even like a safe time.
I want the red 5, so I probably don't need to worry about this 1. Structurally, that maybe isn't so wise.
I know. I think you should have thrown this. I think
Yeah, I think I probably should have just gotten rid of something.
Because 1 east has come out already, and it's just, Dave, what are you doing? What's going on?
What am I doing?
Okay. I'm not going to say this is why you lost.
It might be.
But if this is how you're playing,
it might be. It might well be why I lost. I think I end up being like, well, I don't need the 7-8 because I want the 4-5 as a set. This is a set.
Have you misread the east and the south as a pair or something?
No.
Why would you keep the west?
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. And then I'm sad about my poor chuns. I probably should have held those chuns.
Over the south, of which there's already 2 out on the board, and the west there's 2 out on the board.
And I grab that, and here I get my second east after having faith in it all game.
I feel you must have been distracted.
Quite possibly. And I throw a south, and then it ends. Now, I don't think I could have actually made a better hand out of these tiles.
I'm not saying you could have done, but you didn't even give the hand a chance to live.
Yeah, this was really... I don't know why I was being... I think I was getting, like, in the Tompusen vibe and being like, I need to just cut things preemptively and push ahead and not, like, worry too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I made some poor choices here about what I cut and how. I was really concerned with getting a 6. 6 so. And yeah, I ended up with the other east, which was nice, but I didn't get where I needed to go with it. And then, yeah, this hero immediately dealt in for a Mahjong. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I
think it was because, maybe it was just from being first dealer. I was just so stressed out about, like, how I need to make something happen, and I need to, like, not hold on to crap. And... yeah, so there goes my deal though. Is
about not holding on to crap, and you held on to all the crap.
No, I didn't hold on to stuff that wasn't gonna go. I don't know. But now I get my pair of easts again, so I'm sitting here being like, I need to wait for value, but I have these dragons. It's cool. 5, 7, 7, 8. I'll take that. I'll grab the east and throw dragons because I'm not just gonna hold on to dragons forever. 8 doesn't help me. 1 pin doesn't help me, I guess. Yeah, I see a lot of really aggressive pushing here, and I'm just like, I cannot do anything right now with these tiles. I'll keep the Hatzes. Sad I threw that 1.
Yeah. So you throw the 8?
I think I'm pushing the 7s into my pair.
Okay.
Oh, this has come out since the reach, right? Yes, okay. Yeah. The 5 is hard safe, so I'm not a crazy idiot. And then I think I realize that I need to play safe. I really don't want to play this 7, and so I'm just going to take the Hatzes out. Mm-hmm. And that's the end of that.
I mean...
yeah, I think at this point I'm just, like, stressing too much about it being Tompusen and, like, pushing my hand too aggressively in ways that it's, like, not wanting to go.
I mean, so I don't know if you can open the hand up, but that 7 pin was pretty safe looking at his discards. I don't know if it's a he, sorry if I'm misgendering hero, but Gotta typically, yeah. So with the 6-pin discard and the 4-pin discard
on the 5-pin.
But the 6-pin discard and the 4-pin discard, that's
yeah, but I can't control what everyone else is throwing. Like Reki's called 2 sets and has been just sitting there. So I'm like, it's probably, you know.
So you're worried about the other players? Yeah,
I'm worried that everyone else who's pushing is going to be doing something real dangerous, and while I'm like fussing, because I can see them all pushing, and I can see that I have Jack. So I'm like, I'm just going to get out of here because I know the Hots is safe, entirely safe. Like I'm never going to get more Hots anyway. Actually, yeah, they're both out.
See, I probably would have thrown 6 sooner, I guess.
7 I guess sooner. I could have called Hots here if I really wanted to.
Yeah, do you know what? I feel like you're not really committed to folding or pushing here.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't I call the Hots here?
And do you know what? I'm going to say something like generally, if people are looking back over their reviews, if you go and ask yourself what Dave's doing right now, why did I do this?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad to ask yourself, why did I do this?
Like, if you can defend your move, you go, oh, okay, well, you know, this is what I was thinking, this is going to how I play, then probably, you know, you should be able to recognize your own style.
The Hots. It would have changed my draws entirely. It would have been them, me.
I mean, Reki, I think, you know, you're at the top here, so you want to close it down, right?
Yeah, Saved by luck. Reki pushing forward makes perfect sense to me.
I mean, you've got a straight, so I don't know. Did something else happen that we missed?
Yeah, like you're hard E2. You're fine. Pardon me.
Yeah, you're cool, but I just worry that if you're thinking, well, I've got to get ready for work, is that where we're not, you know, really got ahead in the game?
I wasn't that time crunch, but it was also real early. It was like 7 a.m.
Do you know what's funny? I play so much better early. If I play in the evenings, terrible. And that's part of the problem with this event, right? This event, I didn't play. My slot was what, at 2:00? If I'd have had a morning slot, I'd have played way better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I feel like, again, I'm getting into this like weird. I'm just trying to push my hand into play, and this is what happens when I play online too. Like I just.
Go, you open hands because I just want to see when Reki called. Like what? I think because Reki was interested in their hand. No, you called to confirm.
Yeah, looks like you called to lock it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think there's any lag there. I think you're playing East only how you should play East only, which is why for a brief moment in time you were first in this event. I think that was great play.
That's all right. That's exactly.
We just might not feel comfortable with it because we're the hand champ players, right? But you did good, kid.
Yeah, no, that was totally fine. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I kept trying to push the hand into places, and it just doesn't do that. And now,
you're a later player. I think that's definitely, you've got to, you know, if you want to play in your rank and you want to improve your rank, then you've got to kind of grab the point in the day you're best. Which, unfortunately, because we're all slaves to a wage, or most of us are slaves to a wage, that's the time work also wants me. Is my best hours.
Yeah. Here, what do? I cut the 1 because I have 2-4 already. That makes sense. I have 3 4s. So I decided to cut out this 8-9 because I like having a lot of 4s.
I probably would have kept that 1 man just a little bit longer in case I get a Sanchoku on the 1 2 3. I know you can have a 2 3 4, but I don't think.
Oh, it's this one where throwing this 4 ends up being a pivotal mistake.
That looks pretty pivotal. Why are you keeping the south?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just drifting back into East-South habits from playing a bunch. And I'm like, oh, I should hold on to something extra to see if I get anything. But now I have 3 5s and 3 4s, and I need a pair.
This seems like some habits.
Yeah, because now I've like built this hand into something really all right.
It could have been huge.
Yeah. Well, it could have been even huger because I have another 6, and now I throw the second 4.
Oh, Dave.
Well, this would have been real great, especially when I draw the last 4. And incredible. This I will be fair to myself and defend myself and say I knew this was bad. I'm like, but I'm gonna push it because it's Tompusen and I can't afford to just take a hand apart again.
But pushing it is not keeping the safe tile.
Yeah. Yeah. No, again, this is not a good game. I didn't win this game because it wasn't a good game.
Yeah, Shiraz, good point. It's not a very safe tile, and it slows everything down. Yeah.
Wait, which tile? Which tile are we talking
about?
The
south.
Yeah, no, the south. Holding on to that south killed me in this game. If I'd thrown the 4 here, if I'd thrown the south here rather, then what? I would have thrown the 1 because it's stupid. I would never have kept it. I would have held on to this 5, and I would have been very happy and thrown the 2.
Or the 2-man,
because
maybe.
the fours would have been my pair. Maybe the 2-man.
Yeah.
And then with this 8, I would have been like, holy crap, look how many big sets I have.
Yeah. And then you'd have taken the drive,
for sure.
Yeah.
And then here, I might have.
Sorry. When you said it was a 2-so, it probably should have been the 2-pin, because that gives you the least amount of loss.
Because I can get the 4 in.
You can get the 4 and the 3 in, whereas throwing the 2-pin only loses you the 1 pin.
Yeah.
And you still have the 2-4-4, right? That's just sort of a start. I know it's difficult to imagine what your hand would look like.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And then I would have been pretty much ready on Suanko. I don't think I would have gotten the Suanko. I would have been ready on Suanko here. Tanya Toy, possibly Suanko.
Sananko.
Yeah, cutting. No, Suanko. If I played this differently, I would have had the pair of 6s, the pair of 8s, the 4.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry.
Again,
I'm now struggling to visualize it.
But yeah, like this was just not throwing that south was a huge pivotal mistake that just dragged me off in the wrong direction. And then I'm like, well, I have to win something. I have to get this Ipeko going on or do something. I knew it. I knew when I threw that 4, I'm like, this is incredibly risky what I'm doing. This is stupid and risky. But I'm like, I'm going to see if I can get away with it. And I could not.
I'm going to say something negative about Hanchan players.
Yeah.
Do we prefer Hanchan because it makes it easier for us to cover our mistakes? I think Eastonia is very unforgiving to mistakes. And I feel like Hanchan is more forgiving. Dave's thinking about that one. So that means I've said something interesting. That's good. I like it.
I think Hanchan is more forgiving in general because, if you just having more hands, the mistakes you make can be fixed. But I will counterpoint that Mahjong in general is a long tail game. And a better player will do better in the long run, which means that what that really means is that in a Hanchan, it's easier to correct for both your mistakes and your bad luck. You know? Yeah. Because some hands you're just going to lose out of bad luck, and some hands you're going to lose out of mistakes. And as long as your like mistake plus bad luck quotient is less than your skillful win quotient, or skillful win plus good luck quotient, you will like perform better in a Hanchan. In a Tompusen, it might be at that point where it's like preventing mistakes has a much higher input because you just have less time.
Yeah, I mean, Cheryl says if I made a mistake like that, I'd probably start looking to fold out.
Yeah, no, that was a real friggin' stupid goof. And it killed me for the game. Because now I'm in last place, and now it's East 4, and now this is just another like really dumb move. This is a great draw.
It's a great draw, yeah.
But it's not a great draw. Because my first draw is a 7, so awesome. And my second draw is a 9, so. So what do?
You reach.
I do. And the problem with this is not enough points to change my placement. Unless I get very lucky.
Unless you get lucky, but you have to assume you're going to get lucky, no?
Well.
I mean, it's not just whether you can it's not just getting lucky though. It's also it could have put you into third place.
Yes, it could have if I
easily put you into third place.
Yeah, it wasn't so brutal, but it was just like taking the fast reach was the right answer.
So let's look at your discard pool. I'd like to see if you had any potential to actually make this better than it was.
I guess I could have gotten to a 2-sided weight. I could have. This was the answer. 2, 3, 4.
I know, but
that's like, did I have magical futures? I don't think there was like a rational way to get there.
And that comes out very late. Like you can't wait that long. No, I think.
Well, my hope here would be reach Sumo Dora.
Yeah. Reach Sumo Dora.
Sumo Dora. Well, even just reach Sumo Dora, is what 3 and 8, 10. It's only 3 and 30.
Yeah,
which is 3,900, which brings me to 25.9, and gets me 1,300 from player to the right, which brings him to 25.7.
Oh, it does. Sorry, you're right. Yeah. Oh, and there's a continuation on the board as well.
So yeah. So that brings me up to 42. So reach Sumo Dora got it. Would get me where I needed to go. So
if someone else, and if player on the right throws it, you just need the Ura, right? Or do you need an Ura?
If player to the right throws it, it's reach Dora, but it's 40. It's 2 and 40 for 26. I get 30. Well, it becomes 29 because of the continuance, and I get an extra 1,000 back. So that brings me 39. So that brings me to 24.9.
Oh, the 1,000. Do you know what? This always screws me up. This is why I get it.
Yeah, because the 1,000 is off of my score and it's on the table. That does. If I win off the player to the right, I get in third place.
That's right. You were saying the numbers, and I was assuming you were right, but I was like, this is not the numbers in my head. Now I realize I'm 1,000 out because there's 1,000 on the table, now, which is why I
fortunately for me, there is an Ura here.
Yeah.
And so that means reach Sumo Dora would have been Mangan. And Mangan would have gotten me to second place. So, like...
No, that's right, Shirel. People are third in competitive scrambles. And again, we're playing, that's my problem. Maybe not all of your problems. That I'm playing a game I'm playing a different game, right? I'm off somewhere in another lobby. That's where my brain is. And I'm not adjusting myself to a scramble tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd had more time to just play, I probably could have gotten in the groove of like how these
Correct knows the score. Why, Tenhou? Why don't you put a graphic of a reach stick in the middle? It would just every time. I know. So, yeah, I can never remember whether they've taken it off my score or not. I know that they do when you say it, but I'm just so used to glancing across a board and seeing it. And this is my great complaint about Tenhou and Run. I really think they need to put a reach stick out. And the other, when someone reaches and then that tile is called, it's not always obvious that someone's reached. Yeah.
I'm a little mad at player to the right here. I'm a little mad at player to the right here.
Why?
Because they held this 9 so.
Because there's Suji on the door, mate.
Yeah. But like, they're in a position where they need to get something done, and a third place isn't really going to help them. I don't know. This is a great set of tiles I have here.
maybe they're another version of Gemma just messing up. Yeah, maybe they're just going for the Yakuman, right? So they're going to throw it.
Yeah, maybe they'll throw it last. But the 4 is not safe at all either. I guess the 7 is out.
Yeah, the 7 is out.
Yeah, the 1 and the 7 are both out. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a safer throw.
I'd keep the 9, yeah. I mean, you're not going to, if you're aiming for... they could be aiming for 2 red 5s, Toy, Tanyao, and that'd be a great outcome for them. There's no point throwing the dangerous tile before you have to.
Yeah, and out of all of this, I end up getting my 3,000 points back.
They can't be Chitoy. They got 2.
It's not going to be Chitoy.
They're going to call that Toy.
Also, with this configuration, they're like, they can't get to Chitoy easily anyway. They'd have to have two extra tiles.
4-pin is... Chitoy, you can't have 2... similar.
Yeah. So they need a lot of extra tiles.
You have to have 7 completely different pairs in Japanese Mahjong.
The whole thing just makes me so sad.
I know this partly because I had to rule a chombo on someone in an EMA event.
No.
Yeah, do you know, because they were primarily MCR players, and in MCR you can do it. You actually get more points, I think, if you win a 7 pairs and 2 of the pairs are the same. That was painful. Yeah.
And so this ends up being a really painful, like, -6K third place in a Tompusen. Or, I'm sorry, -6K last place. And thus was my life in this second game. But, no.
But Reki did well.
Reki did well, yeah. No, I fussed around some of these hands in ways that I really shouldn't have, and I'm really sad about this last reach, which could have saved me if I just sumoed this. If I just could have friggin' sumoed this, it would have been and Reki would have still won. It would have been my second place, my redemption. But
someone run Sue and Kotanki, but only counted Tanyao Toy. I shouldn't laugh. I hope it got corrected by someone on the table. I hope so.
I had to do that at the European Championship when I was reffing. Yeah, someone was trying to score like sumo toi toi, and I'm like, menzen sumo toi toi, and I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah, but this one's a rond, right? Like they assumed they assumed it had to be sumo. It makes sense. I mean, logically. Just out of interest, Dave, we could watch Reki's last hand because they're ahead, and it'd be interesting to see how Reki plays.
All right, let's do that.
A last hand whilst they're ahead because they're winning. So I just, obviously this is because that's the kind of that question I asked, like, how do you play when you're ahead in a east only? This is how you play.
East, you got your south. You can just call your way straight to glory here.
But you can only call your way to glory on the east, not on the south. I mean, would you call a south from here?
I mean, you could push your way into a flush also if you really want to.
Wow, that is a far flush. See, it's interesting that. So I'd be curious about it. I probably don't remember, but I'd be curious as to why you went leg with the 6-pin. Was that for a flush, or
I think that looks like a push for a flush right now. It's just like I'm just getting rid of this right now because it's flush time.
Excuse me.
And then I immediately reach, which is not.
Or maybe chanter. Yeah, I don't know. That's
1 pin. Now it becomes like, what do I do? Although it looks like we're still pushing. The 8 pin goes out.
Yeah, you must be going
over the safe chun. Chun goes out once it's dead.
So the answer here is Reki did not see that they were in front and therefore wanted to fold. They pushed hard.
Yeah, they just kept pushing.
Right. Okay. This is great information for
comes out because it's safe. Tuso comes out because Tuso's hard safe.
Or you're assuming you're going to get the east.
2 man's hard safe.
What's going on here? You must be assuming you're going to get the east.
1 man follows it.
I mean, this is the kind of bold play that I really admire.
Safe. 1 so is safe.
Because you're folding, but you're not.
Now we start throwing east, which is interesting because, like, yeah, you could have held out on it.
Oh no, but east just became hard safe, right?
Yeah. 1 man is safe.
Now I'm folding. Yeah.
Haku is safe. 6 man is now safe because of me. We got 3 8s. 4 so is now safe.
Have you Tenpai? Oh, no, you don't know. Okay.
Could have been Tenpai if you wanted.
It's so interesting. That's a really good play, I think.
Could have made it win. It was a little bit of acceleration and then deceleration on there.
Do you know what's funny? It's like but you know what? It really reminded me when you watch Amigos. This is the kind of thing that they managed to do. Like they're like handling. I said the speed and the gear changes, the stuff that I really struggle with, and I think that maybe Reki, you're kind of. You're on that, right? Do you feel that? Do you feel you're in power whilst you're doing that? Because you look like you're in power there. Thank you, Uncle. See you later.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Yoko.
I think that's really good play, Ricky.
Yeah, that's kind of what you need. It's a lot of the push pull of the game when you're in that position.
And that sort of changing speed, sort of, folding, but looking for the looking for the potential to change lanes.
A grievous error. That was. What do we want to look at? We can look at my second place game.
Sure. We've got 20 minutes left?
Yeah, we've got about 20 minutes. We'll look at my second place game.
Are Monday sessions still going?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm still going to be around on Mondays. This is a great hand. Look at that.
Dave is going to Japan soon, though, so
yes, I'll be going to Japan in like 2 weeks. But for now, we'll still do Mondays. So this is a great hand. Look at me. I got my Hakus. I got my 2-2-3-3. I got a Dora. I got a 7-8-9. Like I'm feeling good about this. And I smartly just throw the Chun. And don't worry about everything else in my life.
Well, you're still thinking about a 1-2-3 Sanshok, aren't you?
A little. Call the White Dragon. I'm first dealer also, so it's like I better do something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold this red 5, which maybe is foolish.
No.
Now it's not foolish. I did it. Gonna throw the south. Throw another south and be a little sad, but that's fine. I'm gonna call the 3 and just be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little fast, and I don't like throwing the Dora, but I'm like, fine, let's just do it.
No, but you can upgrade if you get the 4-man or the 6-man, so.
Yeah, although reach now happens. Player left reaches. Player cross cheese. And I'm pushing it because I'm like, I'm dealer, I'm Tenpai, I got Haku Dora, and I need to do it. So here we go.
So, Dave, is Monday on the 15th going to happen? I think so.
Yes, I'll be here on the 15th. Yes, I'll be here on the 15th. Another call. But I get worried about the 4-pin. And I'm not sure why.
Dave? I don't, yeah. I mean, you're telling me you're going to push and then...
I get really worried about this 4-pin.
I mean, if you're worried about the 4-pin, why not throw the 2-pin? Drop your own cam.
And then player across wins it.
I don't understand why you didn't throw the 2-pin here. If you're worried about the 4-pin. And you could have kept your... Because you can see through 3 pins. You can see 2 1
Yeah,
pins.
so I could have had no wait.
No, because there's still a 3-pin left. I mean, yeah, no, it sucks. But if you're going to break apart, why not? Why? I don't know why go with the 7-man.
Oh, because the 7-man just came out.
Right.
Player cross calls and throws the 7-man. So now I know that it's safe on the 2 people.
I think the 2-pin's fairly safe, though.
No, I'm worried. I think I'm worried because I've just called 2 sets like this as if they're just aggressively going to finish Tenhou. And 4-pin is a very central tile. And if they have like a 5-6 way,
I'm not arguing for throwing the 4-pin. I'm saying throw the 2-pin.
I'm really smart. Because 4-pin was the weight over here.
No, I'm not arguing for the 4-pin. I'm arguing for the 2-pin.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't like it.
And you'd still be Tempo. And it's fairly safe. You're the dealer.
I could, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I had to abandon the hand at that point once I felt like these folks were just going to be fighting it out. Right, I could throw the 7 into the 8, into the 9.
I think that's, even on a Hanchan, that's a little weak to me. I'd have thrown the 2-pin.
I don't know. I got like a really bad vibe from what was going on over here.
I guess.
I didn't like it. It ended for 3,000 for Tenhou Dora 1. It was sad.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of walking away from it at that point. That's Tompusen, man. This is why I don't like it.
And now you've got a Dora. That's nice.
It is nice.
Okay, there's 2 Norths. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I keep 13589 because sure. Get rid of this Haku. It's not going to help me.
Really?
I already have a pair of Chuns. Trying to fuss around looking for other dragons when I have so much stuff in this hand. Like, I don't want to get rid of anything.
I just don't like the 8-9. I'd throw the 8-9. I would not throw the 9-man.
Tompusen habit.
I would not throw that 9-man.
No, sorry. I should say like a non-Tompusen habit of like, I want to hold these tiles that are safe now. I'm just cutting out this 8-8-9 man entirely.
I think you're obsessed with Itsu. I
might be a little obsessed with Itsu. I think this is like, I'm like, oh, maybe it's Itsu time.
Oh my god.
I'm having some faith in Itsu, which is not being rewarded at all.
It's never rewarded because it's garbage.
Yeah, and I should have just drained out some of these other tiles because I'm getting nothing.
Yeah. And you didn't call the Chun when it came out.
Yeah, because I realized I'm like, if I call Chun, I'm just gonna be in a really bad spot where I have to call a ton. And again, I think I'm creeping. The more I play, the longer I play, the longer my Hanchan habits creep back in on me.
Exactly, Charles. The overlap on 5, 6, 8, 9 is suck. I mean, keeping that 899 would have been stronger because you could have called the Chun with the 899.
Yeah, and bailed out that way.
Yeah.
There goes the West.
And there's the 7.
Now it reaches out, so now I'm just like, all right, I'm done here.
I mean, yeah.
And I have to pay out because I'm the only one who's not ready because I futz. I think this is like Hanchan habits creeping in.
Yeah.
Of like I rather kind of equivocate or go for something bigger than just push it really hard.
Especially if you're playing like just before work, it's back to that conversation I had right in the beginning. Like your mind's not completely in the game, right? Because you wake up and you're like, right, my main experience for the day is I gotta go to work. I don't think it's necessarily problematic. But then you're more likely to have your habits, right? Your brain's more likely to be like, okay, well, we'll do what we do. We'll just, you start not playing autopilot, but you know what I mean.
No, I don't think it's problematic in a hanchan to try to go for things, but this is another thing that's really, I think, what I do when I play online is I like have much less ability to give a shit. I'm like, this hand would be fun for me if I get an Itsu. That's it. And I'm like, I'll either try to make it happen or it won't happen. But like, I just don't. I have such a hard time.
That sounds like how Gemma plays when she's drunk. I'm like, I want to do this. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care what anything else is happening.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this would be cool. I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, all right, let's see if we can make that happen because that's what would be fun or interesting. And like, I just don't. It's a few bad habits. Again, this is not online play is bad. I'm not saying that. This is
no.
Problems with online play that I just don't really enjoy it. This is a great draw though. I like this draw. I got a lot of great tiles here.
Well done. This is how to play, Dave.
Dora too.
You worked out how to play. So Korak says Tompu is much more of the
no, I don't. The thing is, Carol,
I
don't enjoy it.
I thought you said if that plays out how you get your employment.
Oh no, I don't get employment. No, I don't. I just fundamentally have a really hard time enjoying playing Mahjong online because of how like sterile it is and how much it has. It's a thing that a machine does.
And do you know what? I've started to enjoy it more when I've been, as I said, carving out time to do it. However, do you know what? I just feel like my level of anger towards other players is much higher than if I'm playing them in real life.
Because you can't see them; they're not human.
No, right? Exactly. It could be anything, right?
Yeah.
It's you know, now that COVID's over officially, according to the WHO. It's you know. Yeah, I think COVID really damaged my ability to enjoy Mahjong for 3 years. My level of anger.
I'm looking for my pinfu.
Really, like if someone cuts me off I'm like, I'm swearing, and it's a really bad habit. Dave is gonna make a side chocolate.
Oh, this is the saddest. This is what gets me second instead of first place.
Oh.
This is Dave thinks to himself, with just one tile I could upgrade to Sanshoku. So I won't reach now, and instead I'll hope I get the upgrade.
This was an error, Dave. I think
Dave
the theory
immediately sumo.
Korak's on here, so Korak can tell me whether or not this is the theory, but the theory here in the East Stony would be just to reach.
Wait one turn.
No, you can do it again. It's back at the hand channel allows us to make those mistakes and have a little like kind of airy fairy time. But yeah, as you said, I think East Stony, you've got to go.
Yeah. Again, this is one of those things where I wasn't dumb. Like I pointedly thought to myself, oh man.
Korak's got a very nice way of putting it. Smash the button.
Korak is right. I thought to myself, oh man, but I could get that sweet, sweet upgrade with just one different draw. So I should just wait and hope I can get more value out of it.
So I'm gonna say something more general about the one draw upgrade. I think you have to get 2 Han out of the 1 tile upgrade to hold off one. I suppose so. Sorry, I said 2 Han. I'm thinking more like 2 Yaku, but it's not right, is it? I'm not saying my words right. I think if the upgrade would give me a Dora and a Sanshoku, hell yeah, I'd hammer it because, Hanuman would kill this game. But then Manga, you're right, Korak. I don't know. But then, okay, no, I'm thinking hand-chan levels.
Korak is entirely right. Yeah. And the reason is, no one else is finessing their hand in a Tompu-sen. No. Like you can get away with doing something like this in a hanchan if you feel like other people are kind of like, if they're finessing, you can finesse. If what's going on at the table is we're all going to try to get a little bit more out of this, then maybe you can do it. But no, this was just this was a sad sumo. A sad sumo.
It's that's what I meant to say was 3 Han. I was thinking 2 Yaku. I was thinking a Yaku and a Han, but what I meant was Sanshoku and a Dora or something like that. Or Sanshoku and a Tenhou.
Sumo, Pinfu, Dora, 4 and 20. Instead of reach Ipats, Sumo, Pinfu, Dora, for 6. And because I hate myself looking at the wall, it would have been another flip.
Wow. Once you got 6, it doesn't matter.
Well,
but I guess you wouldn't need the Ipatsu.
But you couldn't have guaranteed Ipatsu, so you still get 6. It would have been a Haneman. And instead it was this 6,500 sad piece of garbage. That made me very, very sad.
That is really sad,
It
Dave.
did
I'm
get me in
actually.
first place though, so I could feel clever.
The only plan is to free to reach on sumo. If you are planning, just throw the stick out. Yeah.
30-10 reach on sumo? I guess I could have with the 3-sided weight, which would have been kind of funny, but then I would have had to throw the Dora to do it. I remember hesitating for a second.
Throwing the six bamboo. Waiting for the
Oh.
9 bamboo.
I'll chase rabbits. I know this is not the right way to handle it, but chasing rabbits.
Oh, that's drunk Mahjong Gemma play.
Yeah.
I'll be like, whoa, I can
Yeah,
use
no. Looking
all
over
at
here
once.
to the left, there was no chance at all of that ever happening.
And I think sometimes when we've done that, we imagine that there's more chance of drawing the tiles that we think that we want than there actually is. And this is where maybe the number charts help people steer themselves away from that magical thinking.
Yeah, no, this was just not the right answer. It was just not the right answer. I should have just gone for it, been sad about it, and won a Hanemon. And instead I sumoed 65. I lost basically 6,000 points that I would otherwise have gotten.
Yeah, and that would have been a big deal here because you're moving into what, East 3?
Yeah, it's East 3. East 3.
You've got a not bad draw here either.
No, it's not terrible. I'm looking at potential flush here. Yeah, I'm kind of sneaking my way over towards a flush. Yeah. Grab those easts and then just commit.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another east that I do not con, but hold on to. Because I'm curious. Once the reach happens, I'm glad I didn't con and start to gently... I'm wiggling here. I throw the Chun because it's safe. I throw the West because it's very safe and it's not going to get any better anyway. They're all dead. And then this person wins.
Good thing you had the 4 pin. Well done.
Good thing I didn't con, to be honest. Like I was like, oh, maybe it'd be cool. Well, what would have happened? Again, let's play. I would have flipped Hearts as an extra Dora, which wouldn't have mattered, and I would have drawn, I think, a 6-man, which also wouldn't have mattered. So it wouldn't have really gotten me anything.
I mean, you're really far away to start pissing about cans.
Yeah. I was like, maybe if I get closer, I can do it. But I'm like, Now this person wins their Mahjong, and now they're ahead of me. And so now it's the last hand, and I'm like, oh crap, what am I gonna do? I have Dora. And this is the hand that I'm really sad about.
Is it coming back to you now?
Yeah. This is the hand where I make the critical mistake that loses me the game.
Okay. Would you think this is the critical mistake, not the not reaching? Do you not think that was the critical mistake?
Not reaching wasn't that critical a mistake because I still won. Like I still got points. I got less points than I wanted to.
Right, but here you'd be in first place.
Here, my problem was throwing this 1 pin. Right here. This is it.
Right. Tell me why that 1 pin is wrong.
You'll see. My first draw...
No. You have to tell me now. Because I think that's very unusual play from you, is what I'm going to say.
You think it's very what?
Unusual play from yourself. Because normally...
It's usual for me. Normally what I'll do is I'll hold on to these... I'll hold on to more honors than I should. And throw an edge tile that's very isolated instead. Yeah,
but so normally I'd expect Dave to start going, oh, this is going to be Chanta, and start having magical Chanta feelings.
No.
And throw the 7th man.
This is definitely not Chanta.
I think Dave would have thrown the 7th man.
No. Dave, who just drew the second Dora Dragon, is not going to throw the 7-man because Dave is imagining this is a hand he's just going to call.
Yeah, exactly correct. Why are we seeing Chanta more than Dave? Has he infected us?
Oh, that's strange. That's strange.
Is it like what do they call it? The woke mind virus? This is the Chanta mind virus that has infected us through our social media.
No, what I'm thinking with this 6, 7, 7, 8 is like this is great because I can just call these. I just need to call this. I need to get the Chuns and I need to call this hand. And worrying about Chanta isn't gonna help me. So I do a thing that I'll commonly do is I'll throw instead of, like, if I get another north or east, they're more likely to be callable. So I hold on to these. Yes, I agree. This is a mistake. And what I should have done here is just cut the north and maximize my chances. I've been thinking about that instead of, like, finessing and what ifs. But I throw the 1.
Yeah, I think Korak says it's right. It's a hedge. It's a hedge at Honitsu.
Maybe. I don't remember. I don't think I was really thinking of Honitsu at this point. I upgrade the 7-9 to 6-7. That's pretty standard. And here I get the 2. I throw my other isolated 1. And then I get the 3. This is where I am in Problemsville.
The sad, yeah.
And then I get the 3rd Chun.
Oh, Dave.
So now everything is... Now I get another 6, so I have a pair. Now I get another 6 man.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, look at me. Look at me.
Oh, Dave.
Look how incredibly, stupidly tempai I am.
What do you do, Dave? Please tell me you throw the 2 and the 3 pin.
Yes, I throw the 2 pin because I'm like, I have to get somewhere. I can if I call the 6, 7, or 8 or the 6, I can get somewhere. I can get back.
Oh, wait a second. No. You throw the 7 bamboo and then you assume the player on the left is going to throw the 1 on the 4 pin and then you call it. Correct would reach this. I mean, I reach any 30-10 because I love a reachy 30-10. So.
I considered it. I thought about it. I'm like, I could reach this 30-10 because, like, it's not the worst thing in the world. There are still 6 tiles out there I can sumo on.
The only thing is the reach would put him into 3rd place.
That's why I didn't do it. I was like, if I throw 1,000 points on the table now, I'm taking a big risk.
I just wonder if you shouldn't just throw the 7 bamboo.
And just hope? Dama sumo?
Yeah,
I mean...
I don't know.
You could just Dama and hope. I considered that too. I was like, do I reach it? Do I Dama and hope? And my end conclusion was, because I have so much call potential to get myself back into an okay spot, I'm just gonna hope that I can call something.
These are the situations where I just don't have confidence when I'm playing East only. I just don't feel I've got enough time.
I throw the 2 and the player to my right instantly sumos.
Wow. That would have happened no matter what you did then.
Well, no. If I had kept this 1 at the beginning, this 8 would have been my sumo.
Oh, so I was talking about this recent decision. Yes, the 1 pin at the very beginning was one of those horrible errors.
Yeah. That made me real sad.
Is it enough to win on a damage sumo? Yeah, because he's got the
with the
dragons.
It's Mangan. It's Mangan on the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's two big errors in this game. One was just not just reaching, and one was like, again, this is such a Tompusen habit of like, I guess I'll throw this edge tile and hold on to these honors because sometimes having honors later. This is also, frankly, habits born of playing a lot of games with low skill players. I'm going to be unfiltered on this.
It's unfiltered, Dave.
Unfiltered. Playing a lot of games with low skill players. This is how you win with low skill players.
Yeah.
You hold a few more safe tiles than you might otherwise hold.
Yeah.
And while they all go nuts, calling everything and dealing into each other, you've got a couple of smooth tiles you can just toss out of there and stay out of the way. And staying out of the way for an extra 3 or 4 rounds keeps you from losing, which has a lot more value when you're in that environment. These are habits that do not work well when you're playing with higher skill players because you slow yourself down on garbage.
Yeah.
And I will be openly self-critical about that. I will be honest. I slowed myself down on garbage. And even this, and this is why I call these little micro mistakes so important. Because was it the biggest mistake in the world? Like, no. What if I never drew the 2-3? You know, like from an abstract position, it's not the biggest mistake in the world, but it's a little thing. And because of that little thing, I couldn't take advantage of the next thing. And because of that, I didn't get to win. It's the tiny things that might turn into more things that might turn into more things. And that's how you snowball. And this happened to be, well, yeah, right. I could have instead just drawn the 7 pin and the 9 pin and been fine.
I agree with you, Nate. I think not taking the Richie earlier was worse than cutting the 1 pin. Yeah.
Yes. Not taking the reach earlier is worse. This is a micro mistake that happened to bite me big time this hand. But I don't think fundamentally this is the most terrible thing you can do.
I think the difference maybe is the not taking the reach was something that I think happened in that moment. I don't think that that's something that is maybe symptomatic of Dave's playstyle. However, I think what Dave has identified, what I think he's feeling frustrated here, is that he's recognizing that he's holding the honors maybe more than he should.
Yeah,
and that's something that's something that's going through all his games. And, I'm not saying that to criticize Dave. Dave brought that to the table in this discussion. Yeah, but Dave brought that to the table several times in these hands.
Yeah, no, I want to be open about it.
Yeah, so I think that's probably why Dave's focusing more on this one pin discard, because for him that's a more difficult problem to tackle when you've got into that habit. Whereas whereas choosing to reach, not choosing to reach, if it's just, you know, you went one way when really in hindsight you should have gone the other way. You know, the other times you'd have gone for the reach. So you know, it was just a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess maybe it's also kind of like outcomes. Like I did my work. I got to the Tenpai hand. Even Dama-ing it, what I got out of Dama-ing, that mistake got me less points than I otherwise would, but I still made and won the hand. So I'm not saying that was the right decision, and I'm not trying to like weirdly justify it per se, but it's like I feel like it's a little different than little things like this that mean your hand never even happens because you just didn't build it properly. Yeah. And so like, yeah, maximizing the hand I got, I didn't do properly. That's a mistake. But at the same time, like playing this way is something I need to have as a really clear on-off switch on, of just being like, why am I holding these extra honor tiles? I'm not in a situation where the other players are just like going nuts for Tenhou for no reason, and I just by dodging it I can easily win the game. Like that's not this environment. That's not where I'm at.
No, Chiral, I'm gonna your armor game. There's a game that I haven't been able to review. I lost miserably. It was possibly one of the most miserable games of my life in armor last weekend. Maybe I should offer that one.
No.
Maybe next time. It's so awful. I can't even tell you whether it was me or luck or just, you know, sometimes you're just like, just nothing came through. I couldn't. I don't know. I was so traumatized by it I couldn't look back. But it's probably for that exact reason I should look back, you know, because I couldn't see why I went wrong. So maybe I'll offer that for next week. It's awful there.
Then we can criticize you instead of me.
Yeah, we'll take it turns, Dave.
It's rough. This was rough. This was just ugh. I look at this and I'm just like, why did you not seeing you were getting that, seeing how close everyone was, it was just time to maximize your go potential and just go and just throw the north and just go. And if I just thrown that north, I would have done the same 6-7 upgrade. I would have held the 2 and great, another set. I should have been hyped for having another set. Like I should have just been maximizing my ability to get everything done. And then I would have been entirely ready. And I would have been...
I mean, I will argue why you kept the 2-pin when you drew it. That was a weird thing to do anyway. Like once you've done it, you just have to commit, and then you probably wouldn't have got yourself into a situation where you're upset about it. Especially as you could have had a 6-7-8 sound shocker.
But I have.
I think when you've done that, you just keep going. Don't get yourself into a pain like this, because it's not like the 2-pin had any obvious benefit to you at that point.
I think you know what I thought. I heard your voice in my head, Gemma. I think I heard you saying, "Don't be afraid of footy 10. It's fine. Don't worry about it." So I was like, maybe.
But the 2-pin and the 8-pin are completely the same value, apart from you already got a 1-pin in your hand. Oh, sorry, in your discard pool. There's no reason to keep the 2 over the 8. No reason whatsoever.
Except that I got the 3. Yeah, no, you're right. I could have just been like, okay, 2-pin, see you later.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have had these feelings. It would just have been.
Well, I would have just looked at my discard and been like, wow, what an idiot I was that I discarded the complete set. I would have made the same mistake. I would have just made the same. It's because it's not like, if I look at my discards, it's not like I had a better hand in my discards. It's not like I completed something else and gave that up to hold on to something that was dead. But, maybe. Was there a reason? No, there wasn't really a reason.
No, it seems like an odd decision to me.
Yeah, I think I was like, well, I kind of regret that, but it also I don't have anything else to hold over it. Don't know. Such is life. All right, I'm never looking at this again. We're deleting this game forever.
Let's message Sonor. Can you please delete?
Yeah, please delete this game forever. Please delete this. Do not let me see it ever again. No, second place. Second place isn't that bad.
Second place isn't bad. It's bad in Scramble, as Tyrell pointed out. You really have to get those bad.
Yeah, second place is real bad in Scramble. Anyway.
Right, I'm going to spend next week working out how to make this lighting make me not look so old.
And I am going to run around town and eat lunch. And do
That's how you get
prepare
old.
for this trip and write stuff.
Yes, I know. I've been preparing for the trip to Japan.
Oh, we got to figure out what we're doing. We got to have our schedule of stuff. We got to talk to people and go places.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm really not looking forward to this trip.
I'm a little hyped for it. I haven't been to Japan in so long. It's gonna be so much fun. We'll go everywhere. We'll eat everything. I gotta take you guys out to dinner.
I know, because I've been in Japan for so long, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on this trip, and the schedule is really not great. Do you know, I want to have fun, but
I'll take lots of selfies for everyone. It'll be really like just zooms in of my face, so you can't even tell I'm in Japan. Great selfies to show off.
And then there'll always be a wonder, like, did he go to Japan, or did he just stay in New York and like
just want to not do anything for a few weeks? Maybe.
Sure, that's not the worst idea.
I mean, sure.
Okay, guys.
Anyway,
thank you
for joining us,
watching, listening, and contributing. You were great.
Yes, we'll be back next week with more Mahjong stuff. But for now, have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Ricky. Next one, see.